What up, the world of YouTube? It's your boy Greg, and I'm back with another reaction. A different kind of reaction. Joe Rogan reaction? A Robert Downey reaction? Yeah! So, could you make Tropic Thunder today? Joe Rogan's asking Robert Downey Jr. And that is a crazy topic. It's a crazy topic because of what's going on in the world right now. We have a pandemic with numerous deaths already. We have a racial battle that's going on. And I almost don't even want to say it's a racial battle. It's more of a equality battle these guys are facing. And guys and girls. And the thing about it that I find this to be the first Joe Rogan one I want to do is I just want to put it out there. Everyone in general, humans, we need to come together. We need to stop acting like a bunch of idiots and start coming together as a community. It doesn't matter what color you are. It does not matter. We're all humans. We're all trying to get through this life and not make it useless. That's the whole point of doing this. We're trying to make this world a better place for everybody. And I'm not trying to start a whole... I just want everyone to be treated equally. And Joe Rogan's a genius, man. Robert Downey is my favorite. He's Iron Man, bro. Iron Man. Okay? Don't forget it. He's gonna come back. I'm telling you, in the Avengers, he's gonna show up. He's gonna come back one way or another. But without any more talking, let's just get into this. This is my first one I'm going to do. It's 11 minutes long, so we're going to just start watching it, and we'll talk while we listen, guys. Don't mind me, I'm dipping while I'm reacting. It's, it's normal. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Do you think that you could do Tropic Thunder today? Would that be possible?
Oh, you could do it. And again, like Eddie, I look back to me, that movie to me was a...
Yo, that's crazy that he's bringing up Tropic Thunder because Robert Downey, if you guys haven't seen it, Robert Downey Jr. played a black guy in Tropic Thunder. And I don't even think he got any hate for it, and it's fine. Like, dude, it's a movie. They're actors. They have an idea that was presented to them, and they were asked to do something, and he's doing it. It wasn't a shot at anybody. It was just how his character had to be.
Circle back to my dad's movie called Putney Swope, which I highly recommend anyone who hasn't seen to see. About a black guy who takes over an ad agency in the 60s because everyone votes for him when the head of the company dies because they think no one else will. And it's about what happens when someone who is free-spirited takes over an essentially corrupt endeavor.
I never seen this movie. Does anyone know about this movie? We gotta check this movie out.
And then he realizes and confronts his own corruption. But I remember I was probably 2 or 3 when that was being shot, and when it came out,
oh, wow.
It was so...
That's an old fucking movie, bro. That's an old movie.
Part of my upbringing, and I just remembered some of the folks that were around my dad at that time. And so when Ben called and said, hey, I'm doing this thing, and I think maybe Sean Penn had passed on it or something like that, possibly wisely. And I thought, yeah, I'll do that, and I'll do that after IronMan. And then I started thinking, this is a terrible idea. Wait a minute. And then I thought, well, hold on, dude. Get real here. Where is your heart? And my heart is, I get to I get to be black for a summer in my mind. So there's something in it for me.
Bro, all right. So on that note, when he said that, there's no doubt being a different color in our it doesn't matter, Chinese, being Indian, like any type of different race, you get treated differently, and it's wrong. I don't think it's right at all, but there is benefits to doing it. Like you said, there's benefits to it, and it's cool. It's cool.
The other thing is I get to hold up to nature the insane self-involved hypocrisy of artists and what they think they're allowed to do on occasion. Just my opinion. And also Ben, who is a masterful artist and director, probably the closest thing to a Charlie Chaplin that I've experienced in my lifetime. He writes, he directs, he acts. If you had seen him when he was directing this movie, you would have been like, I'm watching David Lean, I'm watching Chaplin, I'm watching Coppola. He knew exactly what the vision for this was. He executed it.
Shout out to him,
was
man.
impossible
Shout out to him.
to not have it be an offensive nightmare of a movie.
Yep.
And
It was.
90% of my black friends are like, dude, that was great.
See? And that's a good point, man. Like, you could do things that are funny that are it's just funny, man. It's not meant to be anything other than that. It's not meant to poke fun at nobody. It's just humorous acting.
What about the other 10%?
I can't disagree with them, but
Correct.
I know where my heart was.
Correct. See, he even said it. He knew where his heart was, but he understood that side. He got it.
Yeah.
And I think that it's never an excuse to do something that is out of place and not of its time. But to me, it was just it was a blasting cap on. And by the way, I think White Chicks came out pretty soon after that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love that.
Yeah.
I was like, that was great.
Yeah.
So,
White Chicks, man. That was a funny movie. See, what? There was a good example too of the other side playing the other side. Like it's never meant for anything like that, man. It's just good fun. That's what it is. And that movie, White Chicks, was hilarious, bro.
Well, it might be the last time we see that,
Yeah.
unless things change.
He has a point there, man. I'm sorry for pausing so much, but you guys are watching this to watch me react to this. That's over now. With everything going on, all that is over. You can't do that without someone looking at you sideways. And it's unfortunate because, like I said, we need to come together. We need to stop the bullshit from every party. We need to be the human race, bro, and bring ourselves to the next level. And that is what the movement's doing, or at least trying to do. At least make it so it's fair. That's all.
It seems like no one can really... I don't think you could do blackface anymore. I mean, we almost lost the Prime Minister of Canada because he did brownface.
Oh,
He
wow.
pretended to be Saudi Arabian, right?
Yeah.
He did
Oh,
Arabian
wow.
Nights in high school or something like that.
it's an interesting and necessary meditation on where is the pendulum, why is the pendulum right,
Yeah.
where is the pendulum maybe cutting a little into what could be perceived as heart in the right place, openness of its time. But again, I mean, there's a morality clause here on this planet, and it's a big price to pay. And I think having a moral psychology is job one.
Robert Downey Jr. is the goddamn goat of acting and as a person, bro. Y'all need to listen to him, man. He's a genius, dude. Genius, bro. Like, he's a good guy, man. No one in the world could have been Iron Man. That's all I gotta say. No one could have been Iron Man like him.
So sometimes you just got to go, I effed up. Again,
Correct.
not in my defense, but Tropic Thunder was about how wrong that is.
Yes.
So,
You gotta
I
see.
take exception.
No, I think you could do it today. I think you could. I think it could be done today. There would be so much outrage, but there would also be people cheering. And if we boiled down all the bullshit and got to the actual result of what the film did, it's fucking hilarious. To this day, I watched it again about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. It's a great, fun movie.
Yep.
I mean, it's ridiculous, over the top, hilarious. And
That's facts, man. Like, no matter who you are, that movie is hilarious, dude.
worked, and your portrayal. I mean, it wasn't egregious. It wasn't. It was necessary. It made sense. All of it fit. There's square pegs and square holes.
I was just thinking square. I don't know why I was thinking. Oh, I was thinking about Sarah Jessica Parker on the ride over here. Isn't that crazy? I think I drove by. Is it that Warner Park near here?
Yeah.
I think she went to school over there when she was doing a show. Anyway, interesting.
Yeah. It
Such
worked. But it might be the last time we'll ever see a studio take a chance on a guy wearing blackface, and
It won't happen. I'm gonna tell you that right now, guys. It will not happen because people are losing jobs for doing it. It won't happen in today's society. With everything going on, that's not ever gonna happen again. And maybe it's a good thing, you know? Maybe it's a good thing that doesn't happen for now, because it causes a disruption in people's minds. It causes people to doubt why you're doing it. It's just a lot of questions in it, and especially with the fight for equality right now, like, it's just not going to happen. I don't think so.
prolific use of the word retard. Those are two things.
And by the way, that's Ben. The funny thing too was all the heat got deflected to Ben and Simple Jack.
Yeah.
That's what people were pissed off about. And I go, whew, great.
That is facts. It's funny you saying that because that was rough, man. He really went full. Yeah, we can't even say it, but he went full, bro. Like, you can never go full.
But you never know when it's going to be your time in the barrel. You know, sometimes life just says, you know what? And I've been on both sides of that coin. Sometimes life just says, you're a symbol now.
Did you have anybody that was telling you not to do it? Were there a bunch of agents or anyone who was like...
My mother was horrified.
Really? Stop clapping. It's clapping when I'm clapping.
I have a bad feeling about this. I was like, yeah, me too, Mom. But anyway, how are we?
First day on set when they're putting the makeup on you. How hard are you sweating?
There's been a couple times. I was all the night before, and we were on Kauai, and I was like, well, here we go. And I was just running. I think I had 6 lines that day. But I knew that there was going to be choppers, there was going to be squib fire, there was going to be choreography, there was going to be, it was going to be cacophonous. And the only thing that mattered to me...
Cacophonous, bro. Who fucking says things like that? Cacophonous. That's crazy, dude.
And what's my action? My action as an actor in this movie is to know what I'm doing. Even if what I'm doing is insane. So I ran those 6 or 8 lines I had 1,000 times, lying in bed over and 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 over again. So the next day, I was free to enjoy myself and not be struggling to wonder what it was I was supposed to be doing. And then that's what it is. It was just, it was one little mosaic after the next. And
pinnacle of acting, bro. He's focused on what he has to do so much that he prepared for it to become free to actually act. Dude, go.
By the end of it, I had some pride that I had made it through. Forget that it was, blackface. It was special effects makeup. Day after day after day after day after day after day after day, except for the off times when I would have my bleached hair and blue contacts in my eyes, or other characters, and it was just it was a piece of work I was doing. I cared about doing it as professionally and as honestly as I could.
So when you memorize lines, that's an interesting thing that you said, that you were free to do it. Like, when you memorize lines, is there ever a part, like when you're acting, where you have to think, like, okay, what am I supposed to say next, and how much does that get in the way?
Look, I have a very broad band of tolerances. I don't care if the people I'm with happen to not know what they're doing or don't know their lines or stepping on my lines or whatever, or want to change their lines and my lines. And it's always a different thing. It's like reading the room. It's like, if I was a fighter, you go into the octagon and they go, you ready? And you go, and then you just
do it.
You go in. But so I've had it where I would try to be off book before everyone else. I would get it down to an acronym. So if there was 1,000 words I had to remember, I would just remember the first letter of each, and I would put it on a piece of poster board, and then I would stand away from it, not as far as you and your archery setup over there, but far enough away to where I can see it but kind of can't see it, back when my vision was a little more clear. And I would just run it. When I did the first Sherlock, we were rewriting it so much.
Such a great movie! Sherlock Holmes? Bro, when are you coming out with a new one, bro? I want to see more of that. That's a good movie, dude. I watched them hundreds of times.
I'd have pages and pages of stuff. I was like, give me an earwig. And it helped me with my accent. And then I started getting into, like, what's so great? I can finish work, go home, hang out with my kids, or do whatever I want to do, go train. And in the morning, they can change it all they want. I don't have to trip unless it's some monologue that you want to really be committed to that's not going to shift. I just go like that.
So you'd put one of those little earpieces in and they would feed you the lines. Yeah.
And now I've kind of gone as far as you can go with that, and I'll probably go back to a new method or a new version of the old method.
So it's basically improvisational. Like, you in the moment, like you decide with whatever preparation you're going to do for each role how you're going to do it. Whether you're going to go and memorize everything obsessively, or whether you're just going to be a little bit more loose and free with it.
Yes, it depends on the script too. Like Tropic Thunder, Justin Theroux wrote that script with Ben. It was a really good script. I mean, my missus, who next to my mother, was, probably more so, was the opinion I was really waiting on. And she was reading in the kitchen, laughing her ass off. She goes, "This is so wrong. This is so wrong." And she goes, "And it's so true.
Yeah.
If you do this right, you're doing something it's about a bunch of self-involved idiots somehow or other becoming heroes." And she goes, "I love that. If that's what it stays, then it's going to be good." And so, like, for instance, the never go full
you don't
blah blah
want to
blah.
say it.
No. By the way,
either, dude.
I guarantee you, I'm getting out of here. My stock is not plummeting when I leave here. I'm not smoking dope. I'm not doing a musk. I'm going to do everything right.
His stock went up the next day.
All right.
Drop 6, went up 9.
With who?
I don't know. I don't understand it.
I love that you now have it. Now it's a piece of art.
Yeah. With 6% in the smoke.
God bless his heart. Yeah, it just changes.
Yo, that shit was great, man. That was great, bro. Shout out to the GOAT, Robert Downey Jr. Please come out with another Sherlock Holmes. And yo, Joe Rogan, this was insane, man. I'm definitely going to go and do some more reactions. If you guys like it, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more shit. I'm going to try to widen my wings, guys. I'm going to do some more reactions to different shit. All right. Till next time.